dark side.
Hello everyone, what is up? It is Luke here, and welcome to the second of these 3 Star Wars The Black Series 6-inch action figure reviews. I did a review on Darth Maul first, the Black Series 6-inch archive re-release, and for this video we're looking at the Maverick of the prequel era Jedi Order, Master Qui-Gon Jinn. This figure, if you already own him, count yourself lucky. If you don't have him, I'm honestly not sure where you'd be able to get one at a decent price. But this is a very cool figure, and I'm very excited to review him. So, but before we talk about the figure, let's take a look at the box. So this is the Phase 3 Black Series 6-inch packaging. And there has been a little bit of a design change with this particular incarnation of it for the figures that we'll be getting later this year, but that's for another time. So for this version of the presentation boxes, you've got the Star Wars The Black Series logo at the top, the red backdrop, Qui-Gon's name and an illustration of him, and the standard boxed figures are numbered. In Qui-Gon's case, he is number 40, and then you've got a brief description on the back which reads, "A venerable, if maverick Jedi Master, Qui-Gon Jinn was a student of the Force, of the living Force. Qui-Gon lived for the moment, espousing a philosophy of feel, don't think, use your instincts." So that's the box for Qui-Gon. And here is the Jedi Consular himself. So, first off, starting with the head sculpt, it's not the best, being completely honest with you. There are definitely, I think, there are probably worse likenesses than this of the older Black Series figures, but this does not resemble Liam Neeson at all. I think the likeness to Ray Park with the Darth Maul is much more faithful than this is. There isn't quite as much detail as I think there could have been, because mainly due to the lack of variety in colours of the hair. You know, Qui-Gon at this point in his life is, I think, 60 in Phantom Menace, so as a result you'd imagine that there'd be some grey going on in the beard and the hair, but there isn't. They've just made it a purely a sort of medium, like a mid to dark brown, I guess. But you do have sculpting work of a bobble keeping the centre of Qui-Gon's hair down, and then you've got the robes, which are kind of an off-white colour. They're an off-white mixed with sort of a faint hue of pink. You've got sculpting of the belt there on the front, and there goes the lightsaber. And then you've got, you know, pouches and buckles all around. There is a peg hole there to attach the lightsaber hilt. And again, more of that contrast between the off-white and the faint hue of pink. Then you've got the lighter brown. And then you've got light brown for the trousers and a darker brown with what appears to be sculpting of straps at the on the front of the boots. And then you do, of course, have the creases and the wrinkles sculpted all throughout the outfit. So in terms of detail, Qui-Gon is a bit on the basic side, really, but then again, pretty much all of the Black Series figures that are based on the prequel era Jedi, there's not much to go into in terms of detail, but in terms of articulation, Qui-Gon has a ball-jointed head and a hinge on the neck, which is hindered a fair bit due to the strands of hair that you've got running down Qui-Gon's shoulders. You've got ball hinges in the shoulders, elbows, and wrists. You've got a ball joint in the torso, ball hinged hips. For some reason with my sample, this hip seems to go a bit further out than this hip, and I don't get why. You've got a swivel at the upper thigh. You can just about see the separation there to note the thigh swivel. You've got double ball hinges in the knees, and a ball hinge and a rocker joint in the ankle. So overall, again, fantastic articulation. Then in terms of accessories, obviously you've got Qui-Gon's trademark green lightsaber. Now the only problem I've got with the lightsaber itself is the fact that, as you can see, as you would have been able to judge based on the fact that it had fallen out of his hand so easily, the width of the hilt, it's a bit too slim for Qui-Gon's hand, meaning that it's, if you have him holding it straight up like this, yeah, it doesn't take much to have Qui-Gon's grip on it loosen or just have it fall through his hand. But the shade of green for the blade is a very, very vibrant shade, and I always like the vibrant greens like this one rather than the, say, the lime greens or the more faded dark greens that you get sometimes. And you can, of course, you can indeed detach the blade from the hilt, and there is a peg there. So just give me a second. And you can, of course, attach the hilt to the belt. And luckily the peg on the for the blade of this saber is kind of reinforced, so this isn't as likely to break, at least I don't think, as, to be honest, most of the other Black Series 6-inch figure saber blades. And his other accessory is an alternate hand, which has the sort of the force push or the Jedi mind trick sort of pose going on. So if we ever get a Black Series 6-inch Watto, we can persuade him to make sure that credits will do fine, only for him to bite back and say, no, they won't. So yeah, there isn't much in terms of the accessories, but as a figure on the whole, Qui-Gon is a very nice figure, and if you want him, you'll probably have to do a bit of searching around for him now, because of the fact that he is a few years old at this point. But he is a great figure, so I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and you guys will see a review of his Padawan next. No prizes for guessing who that is. So until then, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, goodbye, you've been warned, and the Force will be with you. May the Force be with you guys. Bye-bye.